Hi everybody, Steve here at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in the Sanctuary of Trust, which is part of the Abbey of the Psalms, one of the old historic mausoleums here at Hollywood Forever Cemetery. And I'm here at the new niche of actor David Lander. Remember Squiggy from the Laverne and Shirley TV show? Such a great show. Lenny and Squiggy were two of the best characters on the show. To find his niche, you enter through the front gates here, and you go straight back to the 2nd Street and make a right-hand turn. Then you just continue straight ahead until the street dead ends at the Abbey of the Psalms Mausoleum. Then right before you head into the mausoleum, you make a right-hand turn into the Sanctuary of Trust corridor. No matter how many times I come here, I never stop being impressed by the Egyptian-style architecture of this mausoleum. At least it looks Egyptian to me. The last time I was here, about 6 months to a year ago, they were remodeling and in the middle of construction, so I was really curious to see how it all turned out. Remember Squiggy's nasally trademark line? Hello! It's one of the most iconic lines in sitcom TV history, and Lenny and Squiggy are definitely two of the most iconic characters in TV sitcom history. Laverne and Shirley aired for 8 seasons on ABC from 1976 to 1983, and Lenny and Squiggy were their friends and neighbors who always just seemed to pop over at the perfect time. And I just love the fact that the show was filmed next door, just a few hundred yards away, at Paramount Studios. As I always say, here in Hollywood, fantasy and reality are just opposite sides of the same coin. I remember being very surprised when I heard last December that David Lander had died, and even more surprised to learn that he was 73 years old. To me, he'll always be that 20-something Squiggy. He died on December 4, 2020, of complications from multiple sclerosis. And as you can see here, in his cremation niche display case, he even wrote a book about his life with multiple sclerosis. In addition to his role on Laverne and Shirley, Lander appeared in more than 100 movies and TV show episodes, but he's probably best remembered as Squiggy. And I really love the way his life story is told here in this glass case displaying some of his favorite mementos. Are any of you planning to one day be cremated and interred in a glass display case like this? And have you already purchased your future final resting place? If so, please tell us about it in the comments section, especially if you're planning to be interred here near David Lander. This is definitely one of the nicest display cases that I've seen, and one of the best locations. And it's interesting, before I came here I did a little research just to find out a little bit more about him. I just knew him from the TV show, and I hadn't realized that David Lander and Michael McKean had met when they were just kids, and they were lifelong friends, and they had created the characters Lenny and Squiggy long before the Laverne and Shirley TV show. So thank you Starman60 for letting me know that David Lander, that his cremated ashes were already interred here at Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I didn't know, I hadn't heard. Right now you can see this is a newer section that they were working on the last year or two. It's one of the original mausoleums, and you can see there are quite a few that have been here for many, many years. But this section, I don't know what this was before, but they transformed it into a really nice niche columbarium. And it's called Sanctuary of Trust, within the Sanctuary of Trust corridor. Right across the hallway here from David Lander's niche, I just happened to notice this plaque with the acting symbols on it. The name Freddie Freilich doesn't ring a bell, so I just Googled him, and his Find a Grave memorial page says that he died on May 13, 1958, at the age of 69. He was a Hollywood talent agent and manager who represented several of the top stars of the day, including Viola Dana, Louis Stone, and Edgar Kennedy. The name Viola Dana didn't ring a bell either, so I just checked out her Find a Grave memorial page, and it turns out that she was a silent film star who often appeared with Buster Keaton. She's also laid to rest here at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, but she's just a few hundred yards away over in the Chapel Colonnade. This cemetery is definitely a who's who of old Hollywood, and I love learning about some of the older stars that were famous long before my time, and who sadly are now mostly forgotten. And this week I want to give a shout out to my newest Patreon supporters, Carrie Wade, Rob Roy Martin, and Jamie Dominy. Thank you so much, Carrie, Rob, and Jamie, for your extra generous donations to my channel. They really do make future trips like this possible. I also want to give a shout out to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all so much. That you took the time to subscribe means a lot too. So until next time, thanks for sharing the memories, everybody.